What is up, YouTube, the money friends, and the cash flow community? I hope you guys are doing amazing. Wanted to, I guess, enlighten some people on the state of the Arkfi. And I'm just adjusting some of my settings here. And so wanted to break it down on why I think Arcfi is a clever scam and why it was never meant to last longer than a year. I think that it was meant to last as long as it did and then pull the drain and let the water out and let all of the investment just melt away. So without further ado, let's get into the exposure. So this is the team. It's obviously, we have Globe, Brett, Alex, and Crypto Jan. Globe, who knows, goes by a pseudonym, Brett, who looks nothing like his pictures online, which I think might be a fake persona just to perceive being a real person. And then I think the last two people are just like Fiverr developers or Upwork, what is the word I'm looking for? Freelancers instead of actually part of the team. So first one, the commander-in-chief, Globe, background in oil and trading, which is very interesting because if he's a full-time crypto trader and private consultant for fintech, how is he a chief developer? I have no idea. It's funny because I was listening to the AMA a few days ago, and they were talking about how he's been developing like a layer 1, has been developing all of this stuff, but he has no development experience. So why is he developing? I don't know. This is Brett. Looks nothing like this photo, maybe the hair a little bit, but there's no actual talk of him in DeFi whatsoever. This is his website it talks about him at 7 years ago doing something in the engineering space and the operations, but his social media has been completely blank with CrossFit and hunting for like 7 years, nothing to do with DeFi. So I've never actually seen any of these two gentlemen on video, so I don't know if they're actually who they say they are, but I would be very mindful of that, because when you do any kind of research, when you type in Brett and DeFi, 5 results come up, all coming from Medium and Arc. And when I do any other research, I don't find anything to do with him actually being the person that he says he is. Cellcap. This was the ILC. Obviously, can trade back and forth, as you can see on the double transactions, which I think is just a trading bot. It's not actually a proprietary software that they talked about, because if it was, why wouldn't they just sell that software to as a white label or something and collect money to fund the project, which not even discussed once, if it's such amazing proprietary software that can be sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars. I think that's a lie, but the bigger question is, why did these two transactions worth over 200 ARC, why were they able to be sold? They weren't attached with a buy and sell order, only a sell order. So that makes me think, like, are they just stealing money? This was 2 days ago, but they've had this buy and sell order for months going, like for the ILC. But the 15th comes down and it just shuts off. That seems a little suspicious, to say the least. And so we talk about the ILC as this volatility in place that will be greatly reduced, and it sure did. It reduced it to $3 and something cents. But the funny thing is, if it helps with price volatility, why didn't it go up as the price was going up? Were they just harvesting the profits essentially and funding them in the back office to themselves? Maybe. But why didn't it? Why wouldn't it? If so many people were dumping, why didn't it slowly lower versus just go off of a cliff? I'm guessing they just shut it off. They said they didn't shut it off, but this sure looks like they did. And there hasn't been any kind of double buy sell transactions in 3 days. So if the sell pressure has been reduced because they were talking about the weekend was so crazy, why did it just not greatly reduce the volatility by slowly reducing the price versus actually just shutting off the thing? I think it's because they actually meant for it to fail. And that's my theory. We'll go over that in a little bit, but let's go over some more details. So I asked about the utility. When is the DVPN coming? And what's going, I don't know what the rest of my question was, but the answer of Brett was everyone has a role to bring in capital, Ponzi, and this is an ecosystem of products, no products, that appeal to different types of people. Okay, but I'm glad you're excited about the DVPN, well, because utility, but we haven't released any dates yet. So you have a fiat on-ramp, a virtual prepaid debit card, a physical debit card, a VPN, and strategic investments. Yet, the most important things that actually are utility are last on order. Let's go over why all of these are worthless utility, because that's what this team brings, is uselessness. You could say, but Brandon, fiat on-ramp can bring fees. Yes, it can. If you're bringing in 0.05 in fees, that's if people actually on-ramp to Arkfi. If they look at the price right now, I'm guessing they're not going to be onboarded at all. And with that, I think we had like $100,000 in transactions, which would equate to about $750 every single day in fees at 0.5%. But that's just transactions through the the swapping and the blockchain. That doesn't mean that 150,000 is going to be going through onboarding every single day. So the 0.5% fee is literally worthless. So they're doing all the worthless stuff up front, which again is why and I'll get into my theory here in a second, but we'll get through the utility first. Virtual prepaid debit cards. Why do you need one? Why wouldn't we just use gift cards? Like you can literally, I'd rather use a gift card that doesn't require any KYC or anything. Like they talk about KYC and all this stuff, but you can just buy gift cards with through crypto.com. But Brandon, there's no, you have to be part of, you might not be in Canada or blah, 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 blah. Okay, fine. Like no one's going to use, like if people want to spend their crypto, they're just going to cash it out through an exchange. It makes no sense. But physical debit cards, again, like why wouldn't you use just crypto.com? You can get one for free. You're not going to have to pay. I think they said there's a fee to sign up for the physical debit cards. Why? You can just use crypto.com for free and actually earn rewards versus not earn rewards like the worthless debit card that Arcfi is going to be creating. So that leads me into the last one, which is the VPN. Why wouldn't this be first? Why wouldn't this be like before the mobile application? Even Globe said he doesn't use crypto on his phone, so why would that be first versus actually the most important thing, which is a VPN? If you look at just the business model, this is a very high margin business model, but it's literally 100x or 50x. For the cost of a user, it's about $2. This was a few years ago, like 2 years ago, so it's probably even cheaper. And most users pay $100. So like that should be the most important thing to help with the strategic investments, with having the money capital being reinvested into the project like they talked about. But I think this was all part of the plan, and I'll show you why I think this was part of the plan to not actually release a VPN, but to pull the Forex Shark playbook by releasing worthless stuff or just keep pushing back the goalposts. And instead of doing the whole 2%, I mean, if you think about this, this is exactly what like SafeMoon did, right? Like they had this virtual debit card, like that was supposed to give them all sorts of reflections. They had, you know, they were going to create a bank and windmills and all this stuff. And it's literally what the roadmap looks for. It's literally like the poor man's SafeMoon is what Arkfi happened to turn out to be. And so this is my theory. I posted this actually on the 14th, I think. So the day before, maybe it was the 15th, the day before the collapse. And so I said, this is my theory and what's going to happen based on the roadmap: migrate to Polygon, DVPN, privacy token, and the DAO. And my theory is that they do nothing. And I'm right. Like they literally said in the, I think currently that they're just going to they're not going to change anything. They're going to let the 2%, they're going to let the ILC do its thing, which I think literally they did that so that they can place blame on other people. Like, oh, it's not our fault, it's the ILC. There's too much selling pressure. The community did it. It's not our fault. We didn't stop the ILC. The community did it. They put too much sell pressure. I think that was the ultimate plan of this, is once it gets to a certain point, because they made all their money on the front end. They made money on the pre-sales, the salaries that they take out, the overhead, which I think they all work from home and they haven't done any marketing. So what overhead are they talking about? And I'll go over this in a second, but all of these things, it just makes me believe that this was planned to fail. And I'll go over that in a moment here. But number two is what I feel would be the best, because it's funny, I did one of their podcasts a while back, and Globe was like, you should work for us, because I knew I was answering most of the questions before the team could, because I actually do research. And so if we look at the DAO, if I said that, I would say if they froze the funds, kind of like what Piston Token did, and then reinvest that money into the DVPN, and then migrated it to Polygon, reduce rewards, and then increase the MRR from the VPN, then it would be the best case scenario, because essentially they've crowdfunded a SaaS company. And someone asked me earlier what a SaaS company is, and it's software as a service. So you create, like, we own a software company. We have a Facebook CRM tool and a sales funnel software. And we essentially rent that software out to other people for a monthly recurring revenue. And that's essentially what a SaaS company is. The third option I said was they add another token, which they've already discussed. But if they actually launch it before the before they do anything, like with a DVPN, it's going to be a shell game. It's going to be exactly like Animal Farm, where they're like, hey, take your drip and invest it into pigs or dogs or garbage or whatever it is. And so when I saw that, I thought that was fascinating that they were actually launching a privacy token before the actual thing that needs the utility. So they're not. It's much easier to launch a token than it is to create a DVPN. So, and with that said, it's funny because there was a post in the group on the Telegram. I'm not part of the Telegram now because I've been blocked from the Telegram for exposing this stuff. But the theory is, so Sneaky Sash said, and someone took a screenshot of this. I don't know who this person is, but someone sent me a screenshot of this, and it said, only today did I find out the vesting period is 15 months. Isn't that kind of like pigs? For 100% withdrawal. So obviously there is a 90% or something locking mechanism to steal your ROI, because a worthless asset plus a worthless asset is still a worthless asset. No matter if you take it from here and move it over, it's still a worthless asset. So like, I don't understand. But they are taking those tokens and locking them into the ArcNet, which then, if you think about it, is just reducing your ROI so that the whales can continuously dump. And that, I mean, you can look at pigs, you can look at dogs on Drip. I didn't invest in any of these projects, by the way, in Drip or Furo or any of those, because I knew this would happen. I got in kind of early, like in February of this project. I didn't think they would pull the plug this early, but you know, it is what it is. So why are they creating a privacy token on BSC and then again making another one on Polygon? Like, that's double the work. And it's funny because these people are supposed to be business consultants and just consultants in general, and they're just garbage. I mean, why would you create a token on BSC Scan or BSC, Binance Smart Chain, and then have to redo it to go to Polygon? It just doesn't make sense. So again, this is why I think that it wasn't meant to go this long. It was meant to go as long as it did until they decided to lock everybody's crypto in with the taking the ILC out. They shut it off and then it just plummeted. So let's see, what else do we have? So my theory, like I said, is it was all planned. The reason being is, if anyone knows anything, I mean, it's funny because if he's a crypto trader and full-time crypto trader, he would, I would think, understand the concept behind 2% compounding. Like, it is literally, if you invest $1,000 in 3 years, you'd be the richest person in the world if you reinvested all your profits every single day. And that's not possible. Then that's only one person. So if there's 5,000 people that only invested $1,000, you would have 5,000 of the richest people. That is not sustainable. And so I think that that's why they was doing this Spark and taking half of the taxes essentially and putting it into Spark, and then half putting it into the vault, so that they could speed up the compounding process and ultimately decay the project faster. Like I said, they've already made money on their front end. They took salaries, they got in the pre-sale, they were gifted tokens essentially to dump on people slowly. But what I feel bad for are the people that bought the NFTs, because there was a push for the NFTs, but if you lock up your NFT, like, there's no money to be made anymore. Like, that NFT is worthless. Now it's even more worthless because now the value of the like, you can't make that $1,000 back, and no one's going to get to the max wallet in the next couple months because the liquidity is just going rampant and disappearing. So it sped up compounding. It helped progress the failure of the project even faster, because if they took those, instead of giving back the 50% Spark or Arc into the community, then they would have. And it's funny too. And the other reason why I think they did this is they didn't allow you to, if you won, they didn't allow you to cash it out and take the 50% dump. Essentially, they made you, it automatically injected into your principal balance, and in doing so, you are hyper compounding. So again, you're creating this you're creating, how many people is this? Like 159 people of compounding, like, reward like just drainers. Like this speeds up the process of just draining the account. And as you can see, the project is literally dying with the amount of people coming in, while the compounding just continuously grows. So the amount of capital that's going in is less than the amount of capital that's going out. Again, why the ILC decided to crash. See what comments and questions. A lot of them. I wouldn't say so. Go ahead and prove me wrong, crypto, because I probably know more than you do. So go ahead and prove me wrong why I am not correct on this. I would love to see your video on it. So let's go into the Spark reserves. If they actually took that money, that Spark, and put it part of the vault, it would have kept the ILC longer, because there wouldn't have been as much compounding going on. So there's that. And I think that was about it. So let me know what you guys think. I think it was meant to be set up to fail this way. I think that they set up the ILC, which was just a trading bot, to keep the price point at a certain point, but never go up, so that they could funnel rewards and then funnel the amount of profits that would take that up, essentially, and then take those profits and put them into another, either in the treasury where they take their salaries or their marketing expense or anything like that. So let's see what else. I know I pulled out liquidity because I lost the rewards. Yeah, so like I told this a couple days ago, like you guys should be taking your money out, because literally it's going to dump. And that same, like later that day it did. It literally dumped super hard. Let's see, I'll kind of show you, pull up the Medium article that I wrote. I assume a bunch others did also. Yeah, I would hope so. I mean, a lot of them did the minimum, which I did the minimum too. It grew just slightly. This is my article that I wrote, and you can just see, like, see this one? Oh, yeah, published on the 14th. So, warning to Arcfi holders. So I said this was on the 11th. I've been keeping track of this for quite a while now, because I know how to play the game. And so, as you can see, I was like, okay, this is like draining quite a bit. And Crypto Kremlin, or whatever your name is, you're one of those shills, which actually, I'll just go here to kind of show you guys how I beat the 5 projects in the last year that I've been with a 90% win rate. So Nbox, Eat the Drip, My Rich Farm, Shorting Pepe, and Arkfi. And this rule goes, these are the rules. And this is the rules for Crypto Kremlin, but do not listen to the devs. So do not listen to any of the team members, because obviously they're doing this for their own self-interest. This is any project. This is like, people don't create projects for the kindness of their heart, to be honest. So there's that. Don't listen to cult members, Kremlin. Don't listen to smooth brains, Kremlin. Don't listen to your neighbor. I don't know who Kremlin is, but don't listen to that guy. As far as there are no guarantees in crypto, you need to take your profits first. So my first video, and this is why you guys should probably be following my YouTube channel, because this is all time sensitive material, and I post every fucking day. So multiple times a day, either my dog or my crypto, my journey. So first video, 2022, November 2021. I had a 4% gain on this project. So I made my money back in 4%, which wasn't that much at all. I wish it went a little bit longer, but it is what it is. Eat the Drip, 2 to 3x. Did really well with that. Talked about Drip being exposed. I've never invested in Drip. I thought it was garbage. I've been reporting on it for over a year. That says it's a top. You should not ever invest in Drip. And I was right. My Rich Farm, first video, February 22. Last video, July 22nd. Sold all my farms, and these were when I called the top again. Like just fucking every single time. Let's see, shorting Pepe, the 8th, and I sold Pepe at the 9th. Here it is. Didn't get the bottom, but did get it before it started pumping again. That was a 2x, I think. Actually, it was a... So I shorted Pepe again, and I lost 107, but I made 437.29, and so I lost maybe, so 3x. So not bad. Arkfi, 3x, first video, February 23rd. Last video, I sold my bond, May 23rd. That was on yesterday when I was like, this is not good. And what happened the very next day? Fucking drop. And so you can see that I pretty much just, oh no, this was my 90% win rate. Let me go back to the warning. I just wanted to show you guys the why you shouldn't listen to smooth brains like Kremlin. But this is what I was saying. Today, the 14th, May, zero change in liquidity, didn't change. ILC reserves, $50,000 less. And the vault balance, which is less, and it's 125,000. So in 3 days, almost $200,000 was liquidated at a 61% burn rate. 61,000 burn rate. And so if that is kept up, you literally have 47 days. But they, I don't know if they shared this or maybe they just decided to pull the plug and they wanted to like exit. But I said the reason being, as soon as the LSE or balance goes to zero, we have hyperinflation. And our 51 will drop significantly. Literally just fucking called it. Remember Piston token? Yeah, I sure did. And what is the Arcfi vault right now? DeFi Arcfi. Dex Arcfi. 343. Liquidity is down to, let's see if you guys can see my full screen. Oh, fuck. I've been talking this whole time and no one told me. Oh, maybe. I've been talking this whole time and now it's showing this. Not bad. So, this was where I was talking about no reason to call me out. I'm an ARC. I really don't care what you say, Kremlin. And I can call you out. You're on my fucking channel. So if you say you called me, what is the fucking irony? This is the fucking example of smooth brain people, like fucking retarded people. So literally calls me out that says I'm sharing wrong information. I ask him to prove any kind of information. I call him out and then he cries. Fucking retards. I don't really care if you ROI, so did I. It's fucking whoop-de-fucking-do, you're so special. Oh, these people are so funny. And it's funny because, like, nah, I don't even care. So I called it, like, now you're down to, let's see, 100 and, from 928,000 in liquidity down to 789,000. Let's go and check out Arcfi. I know I wasn't. I apologize for not sharing my screen. I realized that after I fucking was retarded and checked. Thank you, Kremlin. I apologize for getting upset with you. Thank you for telling me that I was not sharing my screen. But let's go back to the, 69, nice. Let's go to liquidity now, 394. So like 2/3 of liquidity gone, pieced. Vault balance 257, which to be honest, this 257 is now worthless. Well, I mean, it's $3.43, but if they start selling, they're going to just keep giving it away and it's going to keep dropping the price. What else do we have? Reserves down 100,000. So, boom. And I think that's about it. So, sorry guys. I'm sorry that I think it's funny that this is the thing. This is why I love crypto people. This is me coming from someone who has an experience in real estate investing and stuff like that. They will say things like FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Fear, I do not fear drip or Arkfi or anything. Besides probably, I'm not a big fan of bees. They hurt. So I don't fear drip whatsoever. I've already made my money just like you, so who gives a fuck? Number two, uncertainty. I'm certain I was right. So I think more of the people that say FUD are the ones that are more uncertain, because I've been right 100%. Calling this every fucking, even to the fucking hour. I think last night I had a live that said, by this time, it's going to be under $4. And by the fucking, like within the first 20 minutes, not first 20 minutes, within 20 minutes of me seeing that like 4 hours down the road, I was completely right. So there's two. Doubt, yeah, I don't doubt myself. I believe 100% in myself. So and I don't doubt that the project is failing. So again, all these crypto bros that say FUD are just, again, smooth brain retards who don't understand crypto. So I hope this is a learning lesson for a lot of you guys that 1%, 2% daily, all of these are not sustainable. If you get in early and it's not a rug, by the time you ROI, you're golden and you can just milk the project forever. That's what people did with Drip. That's what people did with Pharaoh. This is what people are doing with Arcfi. And so they'll continue to milk it until the liquidity is gone. That's why these projects, I mean, you can see that Drip has lasted for 2 years, but really has it, I mean, losing 99.12% of its value, is that really making it? I don't really think so. I think that most projects are going to, 99% of projects that are an ROI DApp are not going to make it, but they'll continue to pay out because there's still liquidity. And as the liquidity keeps draining, it's harder to take that money out because the fees get higher because of the blockchain, and it takes longer to actually be able to make it worth actually transacting with the blockchain for fees. So learning lessons, 2%, 1%, 0.5% daily is not sustainable. Only invest in to get in and get out early, or hold on to things that are super boring and will last. Ethereum, BTC, AVAX, maybe AVAX, Avalanche. The reason I say Avalanche is because they have subnets and other people can build on them, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I hope this was quite fascinating for you guys. I've had a fun ride. I'm going to, like I said, I'm invested in the project. I'm going to keep draining the liquidity, just like all of you should, because literally nothing is going to come from this project. I can tell you that right now. So if anyone I challenge someone to post a video of the DApp development of the DVPN. Show me a MVP, and we'll see, because it's supposed to be done this first quarter. That's what they said in the roadmap. So if someone can prove me wrong that an actual DVPN is being developed with a MVP, even an MVP of the product, which is a minimum viable product. I'm guessing those people in who are business consultants and developers know what a MVP is. I would love to someone create a video of them showing off the MVP of what is to come and how it will actually interact with the tokens. I bet you nothing will come from it. I bet you that they can just do a testnet, like show the testnet of. They don't even need to have liquidity. They can use environment to show how the VPN and VPN works, DVPN works with the privacy token. And I bet you in a month and a half, they won't have a video. We'll see who's right. I've been right so far. So until next time, guys, I'm gonna go eat my lunch and hang out with my puppy because I enjoy life, and I hope you do too. Know that you matter. Know that you are a valuable person, even though I talk a lot of shit in the on YouTube. Know that it's just fun and games. I don't really like hate on anybody. And I said sorry to Kremlin because of his smooth brain. But it's just ironic when people come to call people out, and then when they get called out, they cry. So it's just cute. Anyways, again, you guys are amazing. Keep being awesome. Keep coming back. I will continuously do channel videos like this every day at noon. I think I'm just going to keep doing it and keep uploading cool videos of my dog because my puppy is amazing. She's right here. We'll end it with this. We'll go get my puppy. She'll say bye to you, all of you, and then that's it. So I gotta wear my sweatpants, and this is what I wear to work every day. And I work from home. Hold on. Hi. Oh, this is my amazing little baby dog. Okay. This is Mona. She's a beagle. She's 19 weeks. 18, no. Anyways, that's it.